Hey Laserpreneurs, are you passionate about laser cutting? Maybe you love creating, but things just aren't going your way. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about the harsh reality of actually running a laser business. Hi, my name is Brandon, the co-founder of Laser Design Club, and I help laser makers just like you make more money with their lasers. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all about passion for creating new things, but sometimes passion just isn't enough. In today's video, we're going to talk about some of the harsh truths of running your own laser business. Now, I think the single thing that draws a lot of people to the laser industry is their creativity and their passion for making. And that is wonderful. And that's where a lot of us get started. I know that's where we got started in our own laser business. But the problem is creating doesn't necessarily equal profits. And that's what we want to talk about today, is how you can help yourself turn from just making to actually making money within your business. Now, if you're anything like us, or maybe this defines you well, maybe you just love creating. Maybe you love the smell of the wood cutting. Maybe you love the finishing aspect. Maybe you love seeing the faces of your customers when you hand them the product, if you happen to be there in person. And you just get a thrill out of all those things. Now, creating is great, but that doesn't always equal dollar bills, right? So that's where a lot of people, there's a disconnect when they start in the laser industry. They love the creating, but they fall short of actually making money with it. Another harsh truth that we have to just be real with it is that owning a laser doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be a laser business owner. I think a lot of people, when we first get our lasers, some people see these dollar signs going off of, we could sell this item for this and this item for that, or oh, we could make this and sell it here. But the problem is simply making or owning the laser doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to transfer that into profit. Up next, we have to realize that marketing is essential. And I know, and I've seen a lot of people will say, oh, someone will just find me and DM me if they want something made. Or they'll ask me in person because they just know I magically have a laser. The problem is yes, while your family may know that you have a laser, and maybe some of your close friends and acquaintances, not everyone knows that you have a laser. So we need other people to find out about us if we want to actually sell. Another harsh truth, and I've seen this in my many years of laser cutting, is yes, competition is a real thing, especially if you're trying to sell very generic items. Competition, if you go on Etsy, if you go on Pinterest, if you're looking at any of these other places where people are trying to sell, competition can be very high, especially for those generalists. Next, you have to realize that it's going to be a huge time commitment. Once again, people think that they're going to get a laser and they're just going to be able to start right away without any time and or effort and start making money. The reality is running any type of business, whether it's a laser business or any business, it's going to take time and effort, and there's going to be a gigantic learning curve, especially right at the beginning, before you start to make real progress. The last harsh reality is that yes, it's going to take a financial investment. Now, don't get me wrong, I would recommend starting off with a more basic machine, something that is lower on the price end, because you have to not only test your concept, you have to learn what products are actually going to sell, maybe learn how to design and see what really works. I do not recommend starting off with a $15,000 or $20,000 machine, because that's a huge hill to climb, let alone make money from your profits, work on paying off your machine. So don't dig yourself too far of a hole, especially if you haven't bought a machine yet, because yes, it does take some of a financial investment, but let's be honest, we don't have to dig ourselves too deep when it comes to just starting out in the laser game. The goal should be to bridge the gap between passion and purpose. Now, what I mean by that is, yes, the items that you should sell, you should be passionate about, because if you're making an item or a category or product niche that you're not passionate about, you're probably not going to enjoy it. But you have to really find a purpose behind it as well, because you need to be able to make money from it. So really it's passion, purpose, and profit. If I could say that correctly, the 3 Ps. because that will help you grow your laser business. Now, don't get me wrong, I've sold items that I wasn't like super thrilled about in a product category, but they made me money. Eventually, those items really became like a drudgery for me to make because I wasn't passionate about those. Yes, they helped me make a profit, and at the end of the day, if you're trying to keep the lights on, if you're trying to provide for your family, if you're trying to buy groceries with some of the extra money that you're making from your laser business, then yes, profit is important. But we also need a little bit of passion behind it and a little bit of purpose as well. So no, we should not completely abandon our passion, but we need to focus on some actual business things. So things like market research, business planning, efficiency of your systems, whether that's shipping or processing. And then we have to be constantly learning and implementing and not just posting and praying. And I say that like in a lot of my videos. We also need to have a lot of resilience to not give up, because let's be honest, once again, people think that, hey, they get this laser, they start making items right away, and these items are gonna sell. The reality is that a lot of your items are not gonna sell at the beginning, because we really need to test, implement, and see what is gonna work and what is not. So don't expect to see yourself making thousands of dollars right out of the gate and pay your machine off in a month, because that's just probably not gonna happen. Don't get me wrong, it can if you really hit it good, but you really need to be able to handle failure, and you need to push through that, because you're going to learn a lot along the way, and if you learn a lot along the way, you're going to end up succeeding in the long run. So if I could recommend two things, it's going to be mental toughness, because those failures, those months where you're working super hard and you're not seeing any dollar signs from all of your hard work, it's so easy to give up. And secondly, if you want to try to use this method, it would be to seek help from others. So videos like this, YouTube, Facebook groups, anywhere, other laser makers that you could talk to get helpful tips from, that you could learn, so you could shorten that learning curve. Because when I first started, we had to do and learn everything on our own, and it took us a long time, longer than I would like, to really get going. It took us multiple years to get to a point where I was happy with. So if you could shorten your learning curve by looking at these videos to take advantage of these different communities, that will help you so much. So if you're looking to shorten your learning curve just a little bit more, I have a free session that you may be interested in. It's for those that are looking to take your hobby to a business, and it's called the 3 Pillars of Laser Success. In that free session, I'll go over exactly what the 3 pillars are and how you could start implementing them in your business right away. Now, I'm only doing this for a short period of time, because 4 sessions a day is a lot for me to handle based off of everything else that I'm doing. But you will love this session. You'll get a lot of great information out of it. Plus, there's some free goodies when you sign up. And if you attend with us live, you'll even get a $100 free gift. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video about turning your passion into profit. And hopefully these hard truths didn't scare you away from starting your own laser business. Now, if you love this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you like this video, you're going to love the next one.